Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Here in this session, we are going to discuss about types of circuit elements. Means what kind of different nature behavior will be there for our circuit elements. Means same like source elements or RLC component or diode, any kind of category. How we are classifying, not classifying, like types we are observing here. So we even listed here like active, passive, linear, non-linear, bilateral, unilateral, time varying and time invariant, as well as what lumped parameters and distributed parameters. Like this is the kind of thing. So we are giving definitions, at the same time examples or any important points are there. We even mention at each and every category here. That is our objective in this session. Okay. So first, when we look into that active and passive element. Okay. So when you consider element, means definitely that element consists of only two terminals. You take even a voltage source, current source, resistor, inductor, capacitor, diode. You take any element, definitely consists of two terminals. Okay. So when a two terminal element or circuit element is said to be active, whenever it is giving energy to the to the other world or other circuit elements. How we can give in the form of definition? An element is said to be active if it delivers net amount of energy to the other circuit components, then it is active element. Otherwise it is passive element. Once again I am repeating the statement here. An element is said to be active if it delivers energy to the other circuit components, then it is active. Otherwise passive element. So what kind of examples you can give for the active elements? Means definitely source elements comes under active category. What kind of sources you can take? Examples we are writing sources means you can have voltage source as well as current sources. Got the point? These are the elements comes under active category, which are generally giving energy to the other components in that particular network or circuit. Next one is passive element. If it is not delivering, definitely other elements present in the circuit must be passive. So what kind of examples we are giving for passive? Just before we have that discussion, what is that? RLC component comes under passive category. Okay, got the point? And one more important point at this moment, what is that? Observe here, generally for considering how that particular element is whether it is delivering or absorbing the energy. For that only we are going with this statement here. Okay, suppose if I am considering this source means especially it could be voltage or current source. If it is voltage source, definitely we indicate with some potential difference. Potential difference means like high potential, low potential. High potential, low potential means definitely associated with positive terminal, negative terminal, like that we take. Okay, so positive means for this position it is having high potential. Negative means lower side is having low potential. That is the indication. Suppose if I am reversing, upper one is having low potential, lower one is having high potential. That is the meaning of this notation. Okay, right? If it is current source, we indicate with direction of the current. You can even indicate with upward or downward direction, whatever it is. I am just choosing one position here in this voltage and current sources. Okay, just only for representing this. Suppose here when I connect any element, if I connect any element means again two terminal device, it could be resistor, inductor, whatever it is, any element. Okay, I am just indicating with this box. Okay, it could be any one of these. Okay, when you connect a particular element, so what I am saying, it is a voltage source. I am writing some difference, whatever the voltage we have. Right? When you connect here, when current is flowing from what we can say, from high potential to low potential only current is coming, right? So what you can say here, this source is what delivering the what energy. So whenever current is flowing or charge is flowing from high potential low potential, means what we can say, it is delivering the power or energy, you can say. Got the point? Similar fashion, when you connect even current source, and this will be the word polarity, means if voltage polarity is in this fashion, it is also what current is flowing from high potential to low potential, you can say. Okay, current I am indicating. This is for what? Delivering action. Suppose if I am considering some other possibility, what I am saying, this is the what voltage source, okay, and this is what current source I am indicating. This time suppose if current is in opposite direction, means when you connect it to any element, current is coming in this direction, but here voltage is also in this fashion. This is voltage polarity. So what you can say for this voltage source, current is entering into what high potential, means even when you indicate with any two terminal device here, current is flowing in this fashion, right? Here also observe, here current is flowing in what opposite fashion when you indicate with any two terminal device here. What is happening here in this case, these elements are what absorbing. What the point? It is not compulsory if source present in the circuit, that must be what delivering the power. Sometimes even sources can absorb the what power also. Okay, intention is what, how we are considering that what a particular element is what delivering the power or absorbing the power. For that reason only we took this. Okay, delivering means current is flowing from high potential to low potential. Absorbing means going in reverse manner, entering into high potential, you can say. Okay, that is the way we want to indicate here. But example for active means source elements we are considering, passive means RLC components. Okay, right? Just before what we discussed about active and passive. Active means definitely that particular element is what delivering what energy to the other circuit elements. Otherwise passive we are saying. Sources comes under what active category, but that doesn't mean in some places, okay, in some networks or circuit, sometimes sources even can absorb the what power. That doesn't mean source comes under what passive category. Passive element means definitely RLC components only, means these are not having any external energy. Definitely you should give the what energy to the what elements like RLC. That is the reason why we are naming them as what passive elements. Okay, so how a particular source element is also absorbing the power means, when it connected in a particular circuit or network, when you are going with the power calculation, especially when we are dealing with the law of conservation of energy, definitely energy neither created nor destroyed. Based on that, definitely sum of the energy delivered by the some elements must be equal to energy absorbed by the remaining element. Based on that concept, sometimes particular source may absorb the what power, but generally sources comes under what active element category only. Okay, so when it comes to the what next classification, what is that? Linear and what non-linear elements. So how you are classifying, okay, like linear and non-linear, that completely depends on their characteristics. Characteristics means for all the elements you cannot draw with the same parameter. Suppose if resistance is there, we draw the characteristics in between voltage and current. If it is inductor, we draw the characteristics in between the flux and the current. If it is capacitor, we draw the characteristics in between charge and the what voltage. But whatever the parameters you take, ultimately at the end when you notice the characteristic must be what? A straight line passing through origin, then definitely that particular element comes under what? Linear category. So how we are saying an element is said to be linear if the characteristics is a what? Straight line passing through origin, then it is what? Linear. Otherwise non-linear category. Got the point? If the characteristics of an element is a straight line passing through origin, then it is linear. Otherwise non-linear. Means if you draw that also, linear element means definitely straight line passing through origin. You take whatever the parameter, voltage, current, or the what here, flux, current, charge, voltage. Okay, means I am considering for especially R, right? RLC components, first category, like this is for RLC. You take all these three elements, characteristics is what straight line passing to origin, so we are categorizing into linear. Look at here, I am writing examples for linear means RLC because their characteristics is simply what, straight line passing through origin. What about non-linear? Otherwise means another best example what we have in our circuit elements, we can even consider that what, diode. Diode characteristics is not a what, a straight line. Basically diode is element, but diode is generally acting like a switch. So how the characteristics we get? Forward bias, if you take current is flowing, reverse bias there is no flow of what, current. It is like a switch on and off kind of thing, okay, right? So we won't consider it in our what we will say in this category, but example if you see based on the characteristics part, you can consider it is a what, non-linear element, because in between voltage, current you can find that. Okay, we are not having that straight line passing to origin, especially for the diode characteristics, so we are categorized that diode into that what, non-linear category. Okay, diode is kind of what, even switch you can call. Next category if you see, okay, right, what is the next category? Bilateral and unilateral element. What is bilateral? Bilateral means a particular element you take. What kind of elements we have in our discussion? RLC only we are considering. R you take, L or C you take, okay, RLC. For these elements you can give the word voltage, current in any direction, absolutely there won't be any difficulty. Okay, suppose you choose this polarity, this will be the word direction. Okay, for all the elements you can follow with this. At the same time you can even change the word polarity and the word direction also. Absolutely there won't be any word difficulty here. There won't be any change in the word value of that circuit parameter, means RLC values are not changing. Okay, what is the reason? If you just consider here, in first quadrant both are what, voltage and current both are positive, second quadrant both are what, negative, but on this line, okay, right, value will be same, proportional constant or the slope of the straight line passing to origin will be same, whether you count it in first quadrant or third quadrant, value will be same. You pass the current, voltage, or you apply the voltage in any direction, absolutely there won't be any change in the slope of that line. This is valid for all the three elements, means definitely all the three elements comes under what, bilateral category. Means an element is said to be bilateral if its value doesn't change with respect to the word polarity and direction. Otherwise you can say in general all the three elements, means I am using the term like impedance. Okay, if an element offers the same impedance in either direction of the current, then it is what, bilateral, otherwise unilateral element. What we are saying, an element is said to be bilateral if it offers the same behavior, same value, even though there is a change in what, current directions. Otherwise what we are saying, unilateral element. What is the best example for unilateral? Diode, again you can count for unilateral, because forward bias current is flowing, reverse bias there is no flow of current. Reason is what, diode resistance is changing, okay, from forward bias to reverse bias. Diode is behaving in a different manner in forward bias and reverse bias. Values are not same, so we are counting the diode in what, unilateral category. Okay, so again if you write the examples for bilateral and unilateral. Bilateral means what kind of examples you can give? Again our elements RLC. Unilateral means we are considering that what, diode. Okay, this is the way we are considering for this bilateral and unilateral. Next we'll look into that another category, time varying and time invariant. Okay, name itself indicate that if you consider any element, okay, it could be active, passive, but mainly when you focus on passive elements here, if the characteristics doesn't change with respect to time, then you can name it as what, time varying element, otherwise time variant. For example, if I am having an element and its characteristics in this fashion, that is vi, okay, and its value will be in this fashion. Suppose resistance I am considering, you find the value of resistance at the different instance of time. For all the time, if you are having same value of resistance or same slope you are getting, okay, when you notice this characteristic, then it is what, time invariant. Okay, what about time varying here? Time varying means suppose same element I am considering, that is resistance. If you see, first time when I do that calculation, I got the resistance like R1 at that particular time instant t2, R2 at time instant t2, R3 at what, t3. Okay, in all the cases it is a straight line passing through origin only, means linear behavior only, but values are changing. Okay, characteristics are changing, means slope is changing, value is changing, so you can name it as what, time varying element. That is the difference in between time varying and time invariant. Means if the characteristics doesn't change with respect to time, then we name it as what, time invariant. Okay, and this one comes under what, time varying element. Okay, that is the difference between time varying and time invariant. Okay, coming to the next category, that is lumped and distributed parameter. Before going with this, basically RLC components, okay, or LC values, if you notice, values must be what, greater than or equal to 0 at most. Means if you consider the practical, means ideal elements, or even when you differentiate ideal and practical elements, must be what, passive element. Okay, suppose if RLC values, if less than 0, definitely value must be, or component must be what, active, we are saying. That is the difference between what, active and passive element. If value is negative, means definitely comes under active category. Greater than or equal to 0 means a passive element. So what is the again link between active and passive with respect to what, lumped distributed parameter? Actual sense, RLC components are what, distributed in nature only. Distributed means you cannot separate them, okay, like RLC into that particular portion or kind of thing, okay, right? So distributed means present throughout the what, connection, or the throughout the line, you can say. But generally this approach is possible or valid only in the case of what, field theory approach, or it comes under only high frequency category. Okay, high frequency category means above that 1 megahertz. Above 1 megahertz, how we treat these RLC components? RLC components, we treat them as what, distributed nature. For distributed nature, circuit theory is not valid. Circuit theory is not valid means KCL, KVL you cannot apply, we cannot handle with these other equations. Okay, so up to 1 megahertz or below this 1 megahertz, you can count RLC as what, lumped parameters. This is just only to meet the what, practical requirements, okay, right? We are approximated them into lumped parameters. Then you can follow with circuit theory approach, follow with these kind of expressions, and you can do that analysis. That is a basic difference between lumped and distributed parameter. Circuit theory means we consider them as what the lumped parameters, generally valid for what low frequency category. Got the point? Distributed means approach is completely different. We deal with what generally for high frequencies, and we follow this kind of analysis in what field theory approach. That is the difference. Now next, after having this classification, when we have the characteristics, how to identify that a particular element is about active, passive, or linear, non-linear, that kind of discussion we do, okay, after this. So here we are going with some examples related to the characteristics part. Means when VI characteristics of an element is given, then how to identify what kind of element it is. Means just before we listed like active, passive, linear, non-linear, such category we need to identify only based on the characteristics part. Okay, that is our objective in this examples, right? So different category kind of characteristics we mentioned here. Now we just need to name them like active, passive, linear, non-linear, bilateral, unilateral. Such category we should identify for this. Look at here, first one, if you see here, it is a straight line passing through origin. Straight line passing through origin means that must be what linear element, right or not? This is a linear. And next, when it comes to the word active, passive, active passive means you look at this slope. This is comes under first quadrant, and this comes under what, third quadrant. Here both voltage and currents are what, positive. Here both voltage and currents are what, negative. You find the slope that will be what, a positive only. Okay, slope of that straight line is a positive, means definitely it is a what, passive element. In both quadrant, if a slope is positive, then it is what, a passive element. And one more thing, if it is in first quadrant, third quadrant, you can pass the current in either direction and the value doesn't change, means definitely it is what, bilateral element. Okay, this is the observation you can say from the characteristics. Just look into the second one. What is the similarity? Here also straight line passing to origin, here also straight line passing to origin, means then we name it as what, linear. But what is the difference here? Here you take first or third quadrant, slope is what, positive only. But here when it comes to that straight line is in what, second and fourth quadrant. So automatically here voltage positive, current negative. Here voltage negative, current positive. So we get a what, negative slope. If slope of that straight line is what, negative in both quadrants or negative in any one of the quadrant, then element is set to what, active element, active category. So passive means slope must be positive in both quadrants, then only it is passive. Automatically behavior will be same, value doesn't change, you pass the current in any direction here. So we are again naming it as what, a bilateral element. Behavior is similar in both directions, then we are naming it as bilateral. Look at the third one. Here we have the what, flow of current, or flow of current for the applied voltage is only in the what, first quadrant. So behavior is similar to diode only, right? But characteristics is not just similar to our linear behavior. So linear behavior means must be what, straight line passing to origin. So it is not having that. So we are considering it as what, non-linear. But here slope in the first quadrant is what, positive only. So we are considering that positive slope means that must be what, passive element. What about unilateral, bilateral category? So value will be changing. Okay, behavior is changing from first quadrant to third quadrant, means if you reverse the word current direction, so we are considering it as what, unilateral element. We already given that diode behavior or the characteristics similar to diode comes under what, the unilateral category. Look at the fourth one here. It is not a straight line passing through origin, so passing only up to this, but overall it is not a straight line, so we are considering it as what? Non-linear. But positive slope is there in what? Both first and third quadrant, so we are considering it as what? Passive element. What about unilateral, bilateral? Which one it is? If you notice, behavior is similar, okay, in both first and third quadrant. Whatever the value we have in the what first quadrant and what third quadrant will be same, so we are counting it as what? Bilateral. One more observation up to this example. What is this? If a particular element is a linear element, automatically that element becomes what? Bilateral. What the point? You look at that first and second examples. If the element is linear, means automatically it becomes what? Bilateral. What is happening here? Here it is non-linear, but element is what? Bilateral. Means converse need not to be true. All the linear elements are automatically bilateral, but bilateral elements are need not to be linear. That is the main observation from these examples. And when it comes to the what fifth one, okay, what is happening here? It is not a straight line passing through origin, so it is non-linear. Here slope is positive, but here the slope is what? Negative. But what we mentioned, passive means slope must be positive in both quadrants, we are saying. But here positive, here negative, means we are counting it as what? Active only. What about unilateral, bilateral? Definitely value is changing from first quadrant to second quadrant, so we are counting it as what? Unilateral element. If you notice, fifth one and sixth one both are having similar behavior, only the shape of that characteristics is different, but behavior is similar. It is also non-linear, okay, and it is also active element because slope is changing in first and second quadrant. Again, value is also changing, so we are counting it as what? Unilateral element. Means whenever characteristics is there, you can easily identify active, passive, linear, non-linear, bilateral, unilateral in this way, okay, right? That is the main objective with this example.